That is the fridge or freezer or even heater from Makita. You can see the model in the description below. Guys, I don't go deep to details about this refrigerator because there are a lot of video and reviews about it on Better English. On my channel I share with you information that you cannot find anywhere else, and I will do tests that you will not see anywhere else. You haven't seen and will not see, only here. I'm interested in several things about portable car or board fridges, refrigerators, freezers because of their nature of use. So I will use them as freezers in the boat in summertime and as fridges here in my garage in winter time. By the way, there is another one I tested, and you can see the links in the description. And these things are power consumption, obviously, from the DC power, from the battery, from the AC/DC adapter, how much it will cost us to run it continuously, for how long the battery will be enough, and the temperature profiles. What are temperature profiles? It means how quickly it will cool down, how long it will keep the cold, and are the temperatures here corresponds to the temperature on the screen. And for such tests I use iSocket smart plug. You power the AC/DC adapter through the iSocket. This way we can calculate electricity that runs through the iSocket. We will use energy meter. I will soon show you also the temperature sensor iSocket specific, which is here. I taped it along with this sensor from this test, and we will not only see the temperature, we will collect it. So there will be a log, data log, and we will review this log later. I started AC/DC adapter power to this fridge with iSocket remotely, so it provides the power now. We begin with 23 degrees Celsius. I set to +5 because we wanted to monitoring the fridge mode. And by the way, I also like to test the noisy. So the previous one, Chinese product, was very noisy. There is strong vibration. Here it's awesome from the beginning. Let's see what next. So we began from 23 Celsius, iSocket shows 25, this also 23, 24. That's I'm quite surprised why it shows that much, because it should be precise sensor and shows the better value than any others. However, this corresponds to that one, but we will see what will happen later. And that is current power consumption, 35 watts for this AC/DC adapter. Actually the same that when we tested the Chinese product, because adapter is the same. And now the most interesting will be after 1 day of running. So it will be here. I should, by the way, reset, so we start from the beginning. Yeah, after 1 day of running, about 6 p.m. tomorrow, we will see how much energy we consumed, and we will see also money equivalent for this. These are from the previous tests. That will be quite interesting stuff, guys. And another interesting stuff will be here in the temperature data logger. Okay, the name is from the old fridge yet, but I will rename and prepare this view for last 3 hours. So that's when we plug it, this new one. Yeah, we are collecting the temperature every minute. We will see a nice graph here. It is going to be really interesting stuff, guys, I promise you. After about 10 minutes, quite interesting tendency about the temperature. It shows 21 here. This sensor shows 15, 16, 15. This 18. So I don't know yet how to treat this information. So 17 when I update it. Well, yeah. No, I don't know yet how to treat it. Let's see what next. Maybe another 5 minutes. Yeah, tendency is quite interesting. 11 here, 9 there, 18 here. Yeah, guys, if it would be a home fridge, you always see faked value here. They don't show you the real value. There is some logic behind it, but here I'm not sure what will happen when we see 5 here, 5 there, and what we will see here. That's quite interesting. Let's see. Guys, it switched off at 17 here. Actually 9.5 or 7 inside. That is quite interesting. It's time to look at the user manual, I guess. While it's off, let's see the power consumption in this standby mode. Is actually probably power consumption of the AC DC without load plus some standby mode here, so it is less than 1 watt. But guys, look what's happening with the temperature while it's off. It drops, yeah. So 6 is here, 7 is here, 15 is here. That is probably the algorithm, because it's cold continue to spread there. But yeah, I'm quite surprised. Will it reach 5? That's quite interesting stuff. While we are waiting when it starts again, we can actually see how long it took from start to stop. We can see this by the log here. So the log says that the usage rises in this time and dropped in that time. So it was running for 15 minutes. Okay, it starts. It started 13 here, 6 and 3 here, 7 there. Well, guys, that's quite interesting stuff. It looks like they show here not the value that they use for adjusting compressor run, something like that. Well, in the user manual, briefly, I didn't find any things about setting thresholds like in the Chinese stuff, so we just need to continue experiment. I told you that I show you information that you will not see anywhere else. If it's boring, guys, well, it's up to you. You can just stop watching, but if you are still interested, consider to subscribe, because this encourages to share with you that kind of content. So let's see what next. Well, that's quite interesting logic. I think quite good Japanese logic. I don't know. 3, 2.5, 9. It stopped previously, because I think it understands that the cold will spread and become cooler, then it run again, and now it's trying to reach these 5 degrees. Actually, the true temperature, by the way, quite close to the opening on the top is 2 degrees. So, well, the logic may be okay, but yeah, you probably will get frozen beer. It just stopped at 7 Celsius, so it understands that it will reach 5. I believe that is the algorithm. We have 0, 5 there. Probably now we will have 0. Here we have 0. Yeah, already minus. Yeah. I don't make any final conclusions yet. Let's see. Okay, we have 6 now. Yeah. More or less I begin to understand this logic, but still you can get frozen stuff. So we see our 5 in 8 p.m. 20 minutes, about half an hour, when the true temperature here is -1, -1 about. And guys, it's dropped already to 3 here. It didn't start yet. Here we see -1, there is 0, and I'm quite interested how long it will stay at about minus, because after all I'm concerned about the stuff that will be there. Drinks, for example, if they are there for let's say 10 minutes at minus, maybe that is not a problem. So maybe it's quite good temperature. So I do experiments, guys, for my own and share with you, so you probably can analyze this information for your use case. Yeah, it's up to you how you use this information. I just give it to you. So let's see when it starts. Guys, I think I like it. I'm sitting here waiting when it starts, and it doesn't start. Moreover, it dropped even more the temperature, so here is well, here it's a little bit raised, 205, but here is 2. It dropped over another probably 5 or 7 minutes from 3 to 2. This Chinese stuff runs almost always. You can watch, I think there was 4 video in the description, you will see about thorough tests of this one. Yeah, it consumes less power, 2.5 in compare with Makita 7 amperes, but guys, it constantly runs. If that Makita runs for a shorter period of time with 7 amperes, probably we will get benefits there. Guys, we will see in the energy meter how much it will consume energy. Yeah, we will see it tomorrow, and I strongly believe that we will see less watts than we had on the Chinese stuff, even with more current, like 7 amperes here. Yeah, guys, it's also, I think, about insulation. You cannot compare Japanese and Chinese stuff, right? So we will know it, but I'm quite sure we will get this one working much better. Well, guys, definitely there is some hysteresis. It shows 2 now. The iSocket shows 3.6. There we see 5. So now it shows less than this census. Yeah, it is about some hysteresis, but doesn't matter. So it means that it has some algorithm, and I believe quite smart. And I tie it to sit here and waiting when it start. So in compare with this Chinese junk, I put it here to show you this always. It is already awesome. as I told, I'm tired to waiting when it starts, and it means that currently it holds the temperature for a long time and doesn't use any energy. Yeah, so this was running constantly, just 1-2 minutes stop and then almost running. That's quite interesting stuff, and let's see what next. I'm really tired to wait when it starts. So look at that time. Well, the true temperature is about 6, 7, it shows there. It still shows 3. It is about hysteresis, of course. Yeah, well, probably it will soon update and start the motor. That is quite normal for other fridges to keep the temperature within some margin. Yeah, so, but that's quite impressive. And if you take your drinks when the motor compressor just stopped, you probably got a cold drinks. I quickly screened the temperature so that we don't lose these values, and then I will explain you. I really tired to wait when it start again. I even brought my dinner here. Yeah, guys, it took almost 1 hour, even more, from the first start. We actually can see exactly here how long it was without power. Yeah, look, almost 1 hour, 50 minutes. Yeah, it has huge hysteresis, as I see. So 10 or 11 there, 7 shows there. We set to 5 degree. I understand now the logic behind setting only with 5 degree step. I will get back to this soon. We need to close this big chapter that was about the first impression. And I'm going to mow the lawn, Makita by the way, and I sometimes will come here to check what is the situation. But let's close this big chapter about a first impression and see what we will have tomorrow about the temperature profile graph and about power consumption. Okay, 1 day exactly. So it is currently off. We see 5 here. iSocket shows 8.2. Here we see 9. We are ready to check everything. Let's power off it. Okay, well, when we switch it off, we see 0. It means that actually AC-DC adapter in standby mode consumes almost nothing. 1 watt that we have seen, it is from the standby mode of the Makita. Okay, clear. Now the most interesting stuff, at least number 1, energy meter, yeah? So we set automatic reset, so that we don't need to come in exact time. Yeah, that's why we already have it here in the statistic. Wow, guys, I'm speechless. You know why? I will explain now. Yeah, let me just think about it. Let me just think how to present it to you. Well, guys, if you cannot withstand how I blame Chinese junk, because probably you have it and you don't like what I say, then it's not for you. But guys, what I see, this is Japanese product. You know, everyone knows Makita, right? It is silent. We will soon check the temperature profile, but so what I see about power consumption, let me remind again, 20 liters, 9 liters. And what we see about power consumption. So it was in the fridge mode set to 5 Celsius and it consumed only 158 watts for 1 day, right? And 9 liters fridge consumed here 235 watts more Yeah, so twice less volume, noisy, doesn't keep temperature well for a long time, consumes more power. 20 liters, twice more, silent, Japanese product, consumes less power. Yeah, that's why I'm speechless. I will continue testing the same way like I tested this one. Freezer mode, powering from the DC, from the battery, it's here in fridge and freezer mode. So about 3 more video at least will be, then we will test in the board, in real environment. So if you are subscribed, you will get notifications. If you are not yet subscribed, then consider to do this. It also encourages me to share information with you. So, but that's what we see. You can now calculate how much will cost you to run it annually, for example. Yeah. So it's quite simple. You know the price, you know the consumption. Just multiply to 365 days if you supposed to run it as a fridge mode, for example, in your garage or your remote cabin. Okay, let's go on the next interesting stuff about the temperature. Yeah, I have to mention, I forgot this very important point. Current consumption is 7 amperes. That is the claimed power consumption. 90 watts for cooling. Yeah. So, and that was my huge concern, whether I want to buy this one because it's huge power consumption. I think it will consume more power. Yeah, we haven't tested this power consumption from the DC yet. We will do this in the next videos. Yeah, but it was my huge concern. Now it is not concern anymore. Yeah, so I think we will see the same situation with the DC power when we power this from the battery. Let's see it later. Okay, now about the temperature. Well, I decided to use laptop this time. Forgive me for flickers. Yeah, so first let's take a look on this profile when we just plugged it. So I think we have seen and discussed this. It was somewhere here, 1756, something like that. And then we got down to 1.2 in a half hour, similar to the Chinese one. Yeah, guys, I think we need to, here is an option, view for another period, and let us look precisely at that period. It was was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday. So from about I will set, wait a moment. Okay, I set this period of time. So when we turned it on, and let's take a look, more precisely. Now we can look at more precisely. So that is about the moment we connected it, then it dropped to about this. If you remember, it took just few minutes. We actually need to look at the monitoring and power consumption log. We can see there when it was on and off. We will get back to this too. Then if you remember, it was off for quite a long period of time while the temperature was dropping actually. So something like that for the first time. I don't remember exactly, but it was yesterday. But in this video you can see and follow it. And then I think something here, the compressor start running probably. And sorry guys, here stop running. And then we had a period of about 624, of almost like 50 minutes, almost 1 hour when the compressor is not running but the temperature is still good. Yeah, so that's how it started. But then let me select another period. So here you can see that graph. When we started it, it dropped up to minus first time. But then, I don't know, is it a kind of smart algorithm or something? It understood where it has to keep the temperature, so we never dropped below zero. Yeah, in the future. So this is the 0 line. Yeah, in later time we never dropped. We had quite nice the same profile. We will take a look closer to this now. So here I selected, for example, 1 day start, and we can see this profile. So we set 5, and it holds the temperature within minimum 3.6, 3.7, and maximum about 10. So guys, here I have to tell some negative points about Makita fridge. You can set only 5 degrees step temperature. Yeah, so you can set 0, 5, 10, for example. Yeah, I see the logic behind it, because as you can see, and that is any free compressor fridge works this way, you never have like flat temperature. Compressor starts, stops, so it is designed like that, any fridge or freezer. So, but with set of 5 here, I have 3.6 minimum, which is nice. It doesn't drop below 0. It doesn't froze food, drinks. But 10 degrees, I don't like it. If I pick up my drinks at that temperature, I don't like it. Yeah. So on the Chinese fridge, when you set 5, if I remember correctly, it is balancing between 1 to 3 Celsius. That is more preferable for me. So I could set 0 here, but then I believe we will be below 0 quite a lot of time. So it means that I would prefer to set something like, for example, 3 maybe. Then I would expect that it will be lower, like 1, maybe 2.7, something like that. So that is a negative point here. Yeah. Well, it's up to you. Your use case for me is a kind of negative point. But we see the nice compressor fridge profile here. And let's take a look finally about what happened when we switch it off. So last 3 hours will be okay. Last 3 hours. Yeah, we don't see much difference. We see this profile, yeah. So we can actually look 1642. Yeah, so that's quite good time. Yeah, I was thinking to look how long it takes to rise up to something not acceptable. But well, guys, I think that's it. We can take this point, 1734. Yeah, so guys, actually 1 hour, about 10 degrees rise. Yeah, so it's quite longer in compare with this Chinese 9 liters. That is probably about insulation. Not probably, but about insulation that is done there. So that's it about the temperature. Let's take a look about how often it's on and off. Okay, no, it is here, because we set thresholds for power consumption drop and rise. So it always drop to about 1 watt when it stop. So 5 is a good threshold, and it always above 10 watts when it is operating. So that is also good threshold, good hysteresis. So in this way we have in the log file all this rise and drop, and it allows us to understand when it stop and start. Let's so it's in reverse. So let's take a look. So it stopped. It start in 1724. It was working for about 6 minutes. Yeah. So the period when it didn't work is about, I think, 15 minutes. Yes, something like 15 minutes. So here between this and this, so when it was operating, yeah, so power consumption rise means it start, and the fall means it stopped. Again, about 6 minutes of operation, and 20 plus, and again 50 minutes. So we see a clear picture that it operating about 6 minutes to cool it again, and then almost 1 hour, 50 minutes without power. That is why we have that small power consumption. That is amazing, guys. So yeah, let's do some conclusion. Okay. Actually, guys, what conclusion to expect? This is the Japanese product. How can you compare this with the Chinese rubbish products, let's say? Yeah. You have seen everything. I provided you information, so it's up to you to decide how you use it. But I hope you will subscribe, because next time we test it from the battery, fridge mode from the battery, freezer mode from the battery, actually freezer mode from the AC/DC adapter. Then in the board there are going to be more tests. If you are subscribed, you will get notification. If you are not yet, then please subscribe. Remember to like. Bye.